in Paradise, our Monday night actual play D&D stream. We have a very fun episode in store for us tonight. Some potential combat from the get-go. But before we get into that, a few things. Our audio is particularly our sound effects are brought to you by Sirenscape, a wonderful tool that I encourage everyone to use for their own games. And our music is licensed through soundstripe.com. Very useful tool for video production, streaming, whatever you need music licensed music for. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Shannon now to talk a little bit about our stream partners and other news.
Hi, everybody. Happy last Monday in 2020. Wow, can't believe that's the thing. So this week, 2020 is over. We have a goal of reaching 1,000 Twitch followers by 11:59 Eastern on December 31st. That's only 3 days away, my friends. We need to get there because we have a giveaway happening from Arcane Spectacles, which I will get to in just a moment. And only if we get there before the new year, I will DM for these goobers next year, but only if we get to 1,000 followers on Twitch by 11:59 Eastern. So we're so close. Last time I checked, we were at 943 followers. So we're getting there. So thank you, everybody, for helping us spread the word. Almost there. So Arcane Spectacles, we are doing an awesome giveaway with them, a Wenge dice vault, one of their new wooden dice vaults. We're going to be giving that away. Those are some of their newest products, along with ornaments that were that decorated lots of Christmas trees and spaces this year. If you would like to purchase anything from them, you can use the code Paradice for 10% off any item in their Etsy shop. And yeah, Caitlin and Jared are fantastic. So go support them. Next, we have Talon and Claude, the creators of gorgeous wooden tabletop accessories. Most recently, these class coasters. I have a rogue one, and they have one for all of the classes. So go check those out. And if you would like to pick one up for yourself, you can also use the code Paradice, Paradice, for 10% off your order. Next, we have the Underground Oracle Publishing, who are the creators of incredible D&D 5e supplements. Our very own Cal uses the Prongs of the Black in our campaign. They reached their goal for 100 patrons by the new year, so we're really excited for them for that. But still go sign up for their Patreon if you haven't yet, and join their Discord. There's a fabulous community over there. We love Keith and Jess and the community that they are building. Last but not least, we have Eddie York, the original character artist for Paradise. You can check him out on Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. You saw the whole Wayward 5 on our waiting screen. You'll see our character cards in just a moment. He's amazing, a wonderful artist. Go check him out. Last but not least, we still have our Jasper's Game Day fundraiser going. We are still currently at $840, and it's been stuck there for a couple of weeks. It would be amazing if we could reach $1,000 before the end of the year. So we got two $1,000 milestone things to reach before the end of the year. $1,000 for Jasper's Game Day. Can somebody put !donate in the chat, please? And 1,000 Twitch followers. Let's do the thing. Also, with Jasper's Game Day, we have a very special game coming up next weekend? Yeah, next weekend. Not this coming weekend, the next weekend, which I'll let Sean talk about.
Yes, everybody. So on January 9th, I will be DMing a table for the Jasper's Game Day weekend there, brought to us by Are You Sure You Want to Do That? A show that me and Shannon have both been on. That's a really cool podcast. They do streams as well, but they are hosting a Jasper's Game Day weekend with some awesome DMs and some awesome players. So go ahead and check that out. My personal table will be from 7 to 10 p.m. on that Saturday. Shannon will be there, as well as Jared from Arcane Spectacles and a few other awesome folks. All right. Anything else, Shannon?
Nope. Let's deal with these fucking assassins.
All right. Where'd it go? Shit. All right. Let's get started. Last we left the Wayward 5. They were resting in the starry silhouette, a high-priced tavern in the Willowick Promenade in the capital city Caerdolan. They received word that General Aldrich Kinsley, Duke of Mark, Gristram, an attentive friend, invited you all to stay in his manor for the duration of your work in Caerdolan. Though some of you distrusted him, you all agreed to the invitation. Before leaving, you each prepared for the day. Curon took this time to commune with his goddess Ilivania, as he often does. In this communement with the glowing moonstone hovering before him, he asked a few questions, learning, one, that it was unclear if they should trust General Kinsley and King Heinrich, the High King of the Quintarchy. He also learned that answers to the questions he sought could be found within the Kiris University. And finally, he asked if memories could be restored, thinking of those that were stolen from Scarlet, of her mother, and her ex-partner, Caleb, which he received the answer of yes. At the conclusion of his prayer, another vision bloomed in his mind of the eerie green lights emanating from the city of Therismore, a landscape with pillars of green lights emanating from the city of Therismore, the spiritual capital of Elysia. He also saw visions of a landscape with pillars of bone erupting from mist into the sky, with a melting dragon flying across the sky. And finally, of an oasis under moonlight, surrounded by fields of glass, with a tabaxi holding a crescent moon staff looking over the waters. He took these visions and came and went with the rest of the party as you ascended the steps towards the higher castles of Caerdolan to find the Rosine Rise. The ambassadors, noble, and other important folk live in this region of the city. And you were brought by the guards to the estate of General Kinsley. There, a castellan of sorts named Gwendolyn, who had delivered the invitation, was able to show you around and take some requests from you to acquire information around the city that you needed. She took these, told you where you could go, where you could not go, and gave you a short tour of the manor. The estate was large, but there was just as much locked away as there was that you had access to. But you explored the different regions until you found yourselves in a common area study that held everything that you would need within the city for now. Beautiful walls of books, a roaring fire with seating around it, a table to eat dinner at, as well as a collection of some of General Kinsley's greatest artifacts and trophies. It was here that Cal sort of wandered over to this trophy area, finding an old Gwyn battle mage sword held in a glass case. As you watched it, taking note of it, remembering that this would have had to have been taken from a battle mage. He turned around to find General Kinsley's form appearing in blue light as an astral projection of him welcomed you all to his estate. He answered some of your questions about Caerdolan, directed you where to go to find what you needed, and finally asked that he have a chance to speak with Cal privately. As the rest of you left the room, Cal spoke with General Kinsley about the road from Driftmarch to Caerdolan, but more importantly began to question him regarding his family. What sort of man was his older brother and father? How did they feel about the Gwyn Empire? Did they ever have business in the southern Beastlands? And other sorts of questions involving the politics of Honduras. Cal told him what he could, but truthfully he didn't know too much about some of the questions. They ended this discussion, this meeting, with General Kinsley asking Cal what he would like him to say to his family, since he was going to be meeting with his father at some point. Cal encouraged him not to lie and to be truthful about Cal's whereabouts, in which Kinsley responded that he would tell his father that he was staying in his manor in Caerdolan as his ward. The conversation ended with Cal feeling a bit outwitted in that moment. And later that day, he wrote a letter to his father to encourage him not to see Cal as being held captive in Caerdolan and not to view this as a piece or a point of leverage. The rest of the week, you all engaged in relatively different forms of downtime. Scarlet got a job uh, as a blacksmith's apprentice, so to speak, as she met in the Thunder Arsenal. She met Senric the half-orc. Certainly an odd and new father figure to Scarlet, as she worked for him a bit with the promise that he would help her forge a new dagger for herself. She also introduced herself to this gentleman as Rowan and not Scarlet, a name we know as her true name from her childhood. Curon and Wiswick took this time to explore the Kiris University. Before doing so, though, they passed through what essentially was the decrepit streets of the temple district, the Umbra Enclave, where they saw several abandoned temples to the 9 conservator gods, where Curon gave a blessing to some of them, and Wiswick explored one in particular devoted to Wick the Curious, where he found there was a familiar magic emanating from the statue in the center that was similar to the Oculus orb that he had acquired from the Lay Sanctum in Terran. It filled him with a sense of wonder, astonishment, curiosity, but also dread. But they continued forward into the university, where they met a lovely, slow-talking Fearball named Osmond, who was the head librarian of the public-facing side of the university. He showed you around to as much as he could. You found a lot of information, but mostly what you learned is that a lot of what you seek is held within the interior in Jiren Academy, the magical wing of the university. But you learned of some important names throughout this research, and certainly found many leads to where you would go as you continued your research in the following weeks. Cal similarly looked into some of this research, asking for professionals, the preeminent professional on lay sanctum research, any medical professionals within the city, as well as where he can find the best threads in town, as him and Scarlet went and purchased several commissioned tailored works for the adventure forward. Particularly, they started to look towards purchasing winter clothes as you approach the middle of the summer and onward. You must think, looking forward, if you're on the road and you are heading into the long dark winter, you don't want to be finding a tailor then. So they commissioned some winterized clothes for their future adventures. All of this happened within the first week here at Caerdolan. Cal also learned that there was going to be a Wittenmoot meeting on the 4th of Quenvala, the Wednesday of the week coming, where the king and his councils would meet. But as this week concluded, you all found your way back to the estate at your own pace. And on the last night of this week, as the hours grew dark in the night, Scarlet and Timber, while in her room, were discussing a few things when suddenly the shattering of the windows happened, at least a pane of the windows, as a dark, shadowy arrow slid across Scarlet's cheek, cutting into her, but not quite hitting her in the head, of course. As they started to hear another arrow being fired, as these ethereal lights began to envelop General Kinsley's home. The magical defenses that Wiswick had identified earlier were being engaged, but more arrows started to be fired into the shielding that started to crack in front of the windows. At this point, Timber cast darkness, and him and Scarlet dashed into the hallways to wake their comrades as the Crimson Court has arrived to take Scarlet. And that is where we last left off. So, Scarlet and Timber, the rest of you would have heard the shattering of the window and started to wake up at this point. You're in the southern wing of the estate, the wing that you have access to. Scarlet and Timber, you're out in the hallway up against the wall. There's no lights in the hallway. You only see the street light and moonlight coming in vaguely around the dark ring within your room. As you know, the Crimson Court assassins were out there. Last you saw them, they were hanging from rope against the cliff sides, aiming towards you, some hundreds of feet away. What would you like to do? The house is quiet at this point, except for the rustling of your compatriots.
Okay, I will turn to Timber. Wait here, and I will go and I will. I want to hammer on the doors to get them up, but I don't want to make a lot of noise, so I will half hammer on the doors.
They're all quite awake, so
Great.
as you're not knocking on it, they would all hear this.
Great. Get out here, quickly.
Yeah.
Yep.
We do that.
I don't want.
You three rush out into the hallway to see a panicked Scarlet. You look past her and see Timber kind of up against the wall, looking out into the door of her room, kind of every now and then, as he's maintaining that darkness. The house is quiet. It's quiet as night. There's no sounds. You just heard that shattering of the windows.
There's no guards inside anymore?
No.
Not a guard was stirring.
We should probably bar the front doors. Timber's going to leap down into the
Yeah,
the
it's
main
not
hall?
too high. You can do that.
Also, how are these doors? Are they large double doors? Or are they
Yeah, so let me
Can
give you another
can you
reference.
bar
So
them?
yeah, so you are in the hallway of the southern wing. You step out into the main antechamber, which would get you onto, and you can reference the battle map for this, Timber. That would get you onto the balcony there, and then you can jump down into the main antechamber. They are large double doors. They're probably about 15 feet tall. You can see that there is its own, it has already something to bar it down, a block of wood that you can put into position.
I would like to do that.
Okay.
Well,
So Timber has barred the doors.
Cal would turn to Scarlet. Be like, "What are we looking at? What's up? What's going on?"
The court is here, and we have to act quickly because they are acting very quickly. As you can see, they've already started. So, Timber, are you coming back up?
Timber
Once you bar the
would be making his way back up. We should get in position and
Okay, wait a minute. I want you all to know how they operate, because they have very specific ways that they operate, and we have to be careful. They're not going to leave until this job is done. At least they're not going to go back to Gristrom until this job is done. So they're not. If they don't finish it tonight, they're just going to come back. So we need to take care of it tonight. They're going to try to lure us out, because that's what they do best. But we're going to use that to our advantage. Stay away from the windows, most importantly. That's where they make their move. Do not go near the windows. They have those shadow arrows and daggers. They disappear immediately. You can't reuse them, and they're very sharp. So stay away from the windows if you don't want to be on the receiving end of those. Do not go outside unless you absolutely have to. Unless it's absolutely necessary, stay inside. You are vulnerable when you are outside. I think we should try to lure them in here, to get them on our terrain, so that we have the advantage. If all else fails, we need to make a big scene. We need to call attention to it, and they will leave. And we can regroup. It'll buy us a little bit of time. Not much, but a little. I want at least one of them alive. I have a question for one of them. So I don't care which one it is, but I need one of them alive. All right? And last thing, and then we can disperse and figure all this out. The more assassins we kill, the stronger they're going to the stronger the ones they're going to send after us are going to be. So this isn't over until I don't know what. But
Until we reduce their population to 0?
yeah, that's not going to happen.
What's the turnover rate? Like, if we capture one assassin, can we just hold them for a couple of months and they won't send any more?
That's not how that works. No.
Anyway, Scarlet, that is a good idea. General plan. The question is, how do we lure them in here? Do we want to... First off, we need to verify the protection system that the general has in place on the estate. We have to make sure it does not allow any people to pass through, any human, not just magical and projectile forces. Next, we should plan out an ambush, maybe for the front doors, if that is the case. And, Caliph, do you have an idea? Your hand is
Yeah,
up.
bar every door and window except the one we want them to come through.
Yes,
Correct.
that's what I was just going to say. And I don't think we should do it at the front doors. That's going to call attention to it. I think we should do it in my room.
But the Crimson Court probably wouldn't try to use the front doors, would they?
No.
So, if I was an infiltrator, I would
Hey, Sean.
probably look for a roof access, or is there an attic?
I would say.
What's the best for you?
Oh, I
to
can.
have this fight. Okay.
I can manage whatever. I obviously have a battle map set up, but so Alex, you can show the battle map for folks at home.
Oh, sure.
The way the battle map is set up right now is where you essentially have access to, where it's not already locked down by the general's estate. The only thing that's not on here is the study that you all have access to in the back area, but that only has one entrance to it. If you were to step out onto the balcony, you would notice that in the antechamber there are no windows in the walls here because it's the wings of the house beyond them. The only windows, though, are above you. As you would look up to the tall vaulted ceilings, and you would see it would have a pyramided pane of windows that goes across the entire central chamber.
Shit. Okay.
Do you wonder? I wonder if that is guarded by the General Kinsley's.
You would be able to see the light ethereal light that is over the entire place at this point. So the windows, you would see them, and there'd be kind of this glimmering blanket almost over them. It seems that the abjuration magic covers the entire place, but as you and Scarlet saw, it was starting to crack with each hit of the arrow. You don't know if that would break all of it or just a localized region.
So
Where's Gwendolyn?
She is not here.
Are we the only ones in this house right now?
You would hear at this point, Timber, you would hear, because you would remember that you did it, there is someone now kind of banging on the door that you locked, and sort of like shouting. You can hear kind of like, what's going on in there? As you presume, there's likely like a set of guards or something out on the outer perimeter.
Cal would go down
yeah.
to the door
Crap, I forgot about them.
and go. Actually, I think Cal, with his sword out, would unlock the door and open it a smidge.
Yeah. So you would lift the brace and open it a bit, and you would see one of the two guards there. You would immediately recognize they are guards. I know where your head was there.
Boys. We have some intruders attempting to get into the manor here, and they're going after, I believe, Scarlet. It seems like.
Sean's gonna kill them during dialogue.
Oh, I
Come
want
in.
to keep an eye on the windows up above.
Alex, shut up. But Cal, one does get inside, but then you would immediately see a arrow pierce through the helmet of the other one, and you'd hear a horrible cracking noise of their skull, but also a bending and twisting of metal as this arrow goes in, and you would see it hit through his head, and you can see immediately he starts to bleed from the mouth, eyes, nose, and he would just, as he falls to his knees, and the arrow is just this ethereal smoke arrow, essentially, that then just sort of disappears as he falls to the ground dead.
I look at this dramatically for a moment, almost as if time has slowed for me and the audience, and then I slam the door shut, and or I make sure the other guard's in. I slam the door shut and I bar it again, and I put my back up against it and go, "They have a cave troll." No, I put my back up against it and go, "So, do you have any other guards?"
The guy kind of like looks at you, and he's a bit shocked and slowed down at that moment. He's like, "No, it's just the two of us on the grounds for the evening." And is he dead?
Cal, it wouldn't matter. How many guards there were? It wouldn't matter.
40 people.
How many assassins are there? Did you get a look?
Cal, you would at that point kind of like put a hand to your face and notice you've got the guard's blood all splattered all over your face. The rest of you are not in the Cal's the only one in the Grand Hall, unless you guys are all moving into there.
Question. Grand Hall, how well lit is it?
It's very dimly lit. There's two burned out torches on the left and right, and then you see some cindering braziers. There's two. Exactly what you see on the battle map is what the light situation is. And they aren't roaring fires. They're low lit.
Right.
Kiran, can you fly up and...
that was, yes. Kiran moves to the darkest corner to start his ascension up to the vaulted glass ceiling to look for the assassinos.
And I will be below him, having the blade. I was about to say Caleb's blade, but the blade out.
Wiswix with Scarlet, just getting ready to defend her if need be. And we could say that he asked her,
how many were there?
There's two.
Where did Scarlet and Wiswick, where did you guys go? Out to the balcony or into the Grand Hall?
Is there a balcony that overlooks the Grand Hall?
Yeah, that would be right here.
Yeah, that's where I am.
Sounds good.
Timber's gonna run up to Cal. I mean, I imagine we're kind of all spread out, but how do I know?
Yeah.
Cal, if these defenses go down and they try to infiltrate through the roof, we might have to have Wiswick blow them through the roof.
Why? Why don't we just bring them in and kill them?
Well, how are we going to bring them in if they're just going to take
They'll
pot
infiltrate
shots?
through the... Oh, if they're just going to shoot at us? Yeah, that's fair. I think that's a handle it when it happens situation.
Correct.
Where are you,
my
Timber?
question
Let's
is...
keep it dim in here.
Correct. My question more so is, how pissed is the general going to get if his estate gets destroyed?
At a 10?
Probably a 10. Correct.
Yeah, maybe an 8. No, a 10. I saw some of his stuff. I would say let's try and avoid most collateral damage.
For our survival?
But also let's not, you know?
Right.
I'll lean over the balcony. If I lean over and like whisper shout, can they hear me?
Yeah. It's large enough that the noise would carry.
All right. We can try and lure them in here. They prefer to stay on the outside. They only come inside if they feel like they need to finish the job. Clearly, I'm still walking, so they might try to come through. So I think that's our best bet is to just wait and see what happens.
I nod to Scarlet, turn to the guard, and I go, "What was your name?" Scrubbing his friend's blood off my face. Not really scrubbing it off. I'm just like using a dry hand, you know. So it's kind of really just
Smudging.
pushing it around.
Cal just looks over at Wiswick. Wiswick, can you clean this?
I'm up on the balcony, and I'm just like,
What is he trying to say?
He would look to you, and you just say, Winfred.
Winfred. That's a fun name for a man. So let's
Hey.
let's maybe douse these braziers and torches with me, And
Yes,
I
sir.
hand him one of my many night vision goggles.
He's like holding him like. Oh.
And I put mine on too, so
Okay,
Hey,
so you
hey.
are you putting all the lights out?
yes.
Cool.
Hey, Visvik.
And I'm standing casually in a corner. No. I'm gonna stand right in the middle of the room. Almost as if I were the bait.
Hey, Visvik, do you remember, at least I don't remember you putting silver thread down and it ringing an alarm for you? Do you have that ability still?
Yes, Timber, I have that thing. I could set up an alarm, but it takes a while if I don't have it in prepared.
Wiswick, quiet, please.
He's so far away.
You can't.
He's about 20 feet away.
I could blink next to Wisvik to talk to him.
Oh, hey, Timber. Yeah, it would take a while to set one of those up, but I could do it.
I think it's worth your time until we need to. Obviously, if we're being infiltrated, your time can be. You can cancel
a
that
tiny
in a
hut
moment.
would probably be more efficient of a spell, if you ask me.
Whatever you think is more efficient. Anyway,
Huron, you were trying to see if you could.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Huron, go ahead and give me.
a tiny hut.
You're a tiny hut. 30.
Jesus.
30. Okay. So at this point, Huron, if you want, you can use that roll to just sort of continuously be observing up here. Right now, you don't see anything. You're looking through and you're kind of floating across it because you could just pretty much freely move across it.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have a limited time on floating, so that's something to be aware of.
Strap her up.
Well, no, I just reset it every.
But you have a certain number of times you can do it.
Let me double check. Oh yeah, I can do this
Winfred.
4 times. You're right.
So you may want to kind of strategically use that. So right now the roof is clear.
Okay. So he uses it, comes back down, lands next to Wiswick, and goes, "What's that about Ilyvanya's tiny hut?"
I think it would be a good idea to cast one. I mean, it could keep Scarlet safe. Nobody can sneak up on us.
Quick
I don't
question.
know.
You guys said that you were going to start barring doors. Are there any particular that you're barring right now? There's only one doorway that leads into that wing where they were shooting at you from. That is the doorway that's right behind Scarlet right now.
Yeah, Cal suggests that we should bar that one.
Hey, Scarlet, can you bar that door real quick? I'm gonna
yes.
go this way.
Where are you going? We need to stick together.
I'm barring another door.
Come right back.
Oh God, where are you going?
I'm going to the office.
No.
Okay.
Now?
Scarlet, the door opens up into the next room. So barring it, how are you going to bar it?
So, are we barring my room's door?
You could do that. The ring is there's that hallway. You can see how there's the.
Uh-huh.
You're on the balcony right now.
Uh-huh.
Past that wall is the actual wing itself.
Right.
There's only one door that leads into where you are currently.
Right.
But it opens into that hallway.
Right,
So
right,
if you
right.
just
Okay.
put a bar across it, they're just going to open the door and go under the
Right.
bar.
Yep. Well, I would say after discovering that the door opens inwards, I don't. Who's up there with me still? Is it you, Kieran and Wiswick?
You're on a Wiswick, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is the only door that goes in, but barring it isn't going to do anything. So, do the other doors inside those open out? The
Yeah,
bedroom
you
doors?
you could bar the bedroom doors.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. If there's like candelabras or something, I'll just
Yeah, you should
I
use,
don't know.
or yeah, you could break up chairs or anything like that. There's plenty
Yeah.
of like random decoration around that you could
Cool.
break up to create bars for the inside doors.
Okay. I will do that to all the doors that are on there.
Kieran
Okay.
helps her, and in a moment that is dramatic in some way, he goes, I guess the Crimson Court never does forget.
Scarlet does not answer you.
Wiswick is just knocking the sconces off the walls to make more stuff.
Sconces,
To
that's the
bars.
word I wanted.
Timber, are you maintaining concentration on that darkness and Scarlet's
No, I'm
room?
gonna let it go.
Okay.
Let it go.
All right, so Scarlet and Huron, when you go to bar those doors in that chamber, you would notice in Scarlet's room that the arrows have breached the magical fortifications. But you notice that it is sort of like almost like an extra strong window, in the way that the magic has been shattered is in the whole abjuration didn't fade. It's just an opening around the window that was cracked open.
Is the door to the balcony open?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's it's because the doors to the balconies are like window pane doors. They're like French
Right.
doors. So you see the
Wait.
one that shattered that they originally shot Scarlet through, and then now you see that the whole magic behind it is opened up, and there is but they have not shot it again to shatter it open.
Kieran, I
Okay.
think we need to. I think they need to see me in order to get closer. So that we know where they are.
All right.
So
So you're gonna go in front of the window?
I think what I'll do is I'll kind of like step out until I see them getting ready to fire, and then I'll step back and just try and frustrate them enough so that they decide to come closer.
Or, thank you, Nick. Kieran, minor illusions, Scarlet.
Ah. That also works.
Can
But
you
don't
move minor illusion to make it, or are you just gonna have it
No.
appear?
I'm just gonna have it appear.
oh, Kieran, don't let it hit me. Because then they'll think it's done and they'll leave, and then that actually might work.
Is there a mirror in one of these rooms that Wiswick can get his hands on?
Yeah, there's some mirrors in the walls that you could grab.
Uh,
What size
yeah,
mirror are you looking for?
I'm looking for a very small mirror, but if it's a larger mirror, he has no problem smashing it and taking a piece. He basically wants a shard of glass that he could hold in his hand, that he could use to like look around corners and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can make that. You would have to shatter a mirror, though.
Yeah, I do that.
Huron and Scarlet in the other room, you hear just a mirror shatter on the ground out in the balcony. Cal,
I
you
run
look
back
up
in
and
with a bunch of shards of mirrors and like, hey, do you guys need any of these? I got some extras.
That could be useful. I'll take a shard.
Okay.
Well,
And yeah.
we were about. What?
I was just gonna say, Wiswick's gonna keep an eye on the same door that you guys were looking at, like the entrance that they shot arrows through.
Okay, so the minor illusion plot.
Yes.
How would you do this?
It's gonna be pretty basic, amateur level shit. Kieran's just gonna make a minor illusion of Scarlet in clear view of the window to see what happens.
Could I use minor illusion as well in order to make the sound of Scarlet? Even though Scarlet's standing
Sure.
right next to us.
Yeah.
Hello,
Sound of Scarlet.
Shoot me, Crimson
Hold
Court,
on,
if you dare.
Hold on. Are you going to let them hit
a reference,
me?
Scarlet? Can you say something?
talking right now? Are you going to let them hit me, or what's the plan here?
Well, I have fast reflexes, but I don't think they're that quick. I'm gonna put it up, and if they shoot it, then they shoot it.
Right. and then we can hope that they're going to go away, or they're going to know it's an illusion.
Right, I'll quickly switch the illusion to one of you lying on the ground. Hopefully, they won't notice the cut between the two.
I think the plan here is to get them to reveal their location. If we can keep an eye on them, maybe using the mirrors, and we can find out where they're shooting from using the illusion, we could react and try and attack them back, right?
Real
Sure.
quick shot.
Yes.
So, minor illusion, you can have up to 3 things, right? That was.
The FPS is like.
Yeah. All right. I guess it doesn't actually say that, so I won't. So basically, he's just gonna it's like a flip book. You know when you were kids and you had like post-it notes and it's literally gonna be that. It's just like a cartoon animation where he just image of her walking into, standing there, getting hit and falling down.
Kieran, I don't think that's going to work. They're too smart for that.
You're gonna have to roll
Sure.
Critically.
Yeah.
Essentially the role is for you to react with your magic fast enough to make it not just seem like an arrow went through an illusion, and then suddenly it was down on the ground. You know what I mean? In the sense of yeah.
No, I did not figure this would be an easy thing to do.
Yeah. I would say you could do, and you are the best person to do this though because of your perception. So you will need to make a perception check, but it's going to be very hard because you are essentially sitting there waiting to hear the arrow coming, and then to anticipate exactly when it hits it, to then cast the spell again. So give me a perception check with disadvantage.
You're at disadvantage.
Cal is now moved from the center of the room to sitting dramatically on the steps.
Yeah, Cal, you're out in the hall. You hear them kind of maybe bickering about this little in there, and you go and you sit down. You see Wilfred has kind of like an axe out.
Oh, it's Wilfred?
What did I say?
You said Winfred, and I was like, that is in fact a woman's name.
No, it's Wilfred.
Okay.
I was like, why are they saying this? I was like, oh, I called her. Okay. Anyway, he's sort of tensely walking around the room, looking around, kind of moving like this every time they kind of mess around up there. Timber, before I resolve all this, you said you were going to go to the office. Now, you mean the office that you all have access to?
Well, I wanted to go to the wing door that...
of the opposite side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, my layout is a little scrambled still, so you just clarify for me if I say something wrong. But I wanted to... Yes, I want to see if I could bar the other wing.
Okay. So the one good thing is that the other wing is locked. The door is locked.
Good.
So, and locked by key, not by like a something actually blocking it. So that door is locked. Although it might cross your mind as an infiltrator that a pair of assassins might be good at picking locks.
Right. I'm gonna bar it anyway. Can I notice if it's open in or open out?
It's similar as the other side in that it opens into the next room.
Oh shit. I'm gonna put some desks or a nearby drawer.
Yeah, just there's plenty of there's plenty of that sort of sort of furniture up against the walls that has just sort of it's decorative furniture essentially in a mansion, and you can easily pull that in front of it. It's not going to stop them necessarily, but it will alert you because they'll have to move it essentially. So you're good there. Go ahead.
No, and then isn't there a northern wing too?
There is. That is the study area that you all were in earlier. It has one door to it that you can bar as well if you'd like.
Yeah, I would like to.
That one does open out towards this. You can bar against it.
Okay, I would bar that as well.
Okay, so the northern wing is locked down. and there is at least barricade that will prevent them from easily coming into the grand chamber. The back wing, the eastern wing, is barred. You have barred the rooms on the southern wing where you all were staying. Well, barred all of them except for Scarlet's right now. All right. So, Kieran, there's 2 checks I want from you. I think did you already do your perception? I'd also like you to give me a performance check.
I just
This
wanna
one's
be
not
clear
nearly as
that
hard.
Wiswick's trying to look with the mirror as this is going on to see if he can spot where the arrows are coming from.
Sure.
Well, perception at disadvantage leaves me a 15.
Okay.
Performance at neutral is a 15.
15.
So,
All right. So, for those of you kind of looking with your mirrors into the room, it's like you're very close to it, so you're like, that is not gonna work, because it's just like, it's exactly what you imagine with a flip book, but
yeah.
the archers are pretty far away. It goes and it stands by the window, just sort of this semi-still vision of Scarlet that's just looking directly out the window, directly out the hole. Takes a few seconds. What was your perception again?
15.
You're waiting, and you're waiting.
Are they going to?
Shit. They either know it's an illusion or they're coming closer.
Wiswick would like to start the ritual for the alarm spell. I don't know if he's going to get it off in time, but it's just going to be at the entrance to Scarlet's room.
Okay.
Can I go? I want to try something. I'm gonna go in with my mirror and very Chamber of Secrets, try and look around and see if I can see where I knew that where they were hanging from off the balcony.
Sure. Give me a perception check with disadvantage. So you kind of hug the wall and get your way to where you're just by the balcony door and you're holding the mirror out.
No, I rolled a 1. That's a 7.
Hard to see much. You're not really accustomed. Your hand is getting cut by the edge of the mirror as you're just sort of moving. As you kind of have to move it around, you're frustrated by looking for it. You kind of feel it cutting into your skin and you drop it for a moment and it breaks into a few pieces.
All right, I will get out of there.
Yeah, but it's hard because it's dark outside, so all you're seeing is it's like any time you try to look through a telescope and you get disoriented and you're trying instead of reorienting, you're trying to look through it to find where you were. You're just seeing rock of the cliffside and stuff.
Actually, before I get out, I will go to. I want to get to the other side, but. No, I'll go up to. Is there a curtain or something that's hanging by the window that I could just very, very, very quickly?
If you want to.
Yeah, I gotta see him.
Give me a straight perception roll.
That's better. That's a 24.
24, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Just checking my stats. You don't see them. You don't see them where they were. Also, though, with that high of a roll, you can look and you can remember where they were originally, where they were hanging with the bow. They're not there anymore. But you do not see them amongst the streets below, nor do you see them in the villa below. But you can presume that they're heading this way if they're not already within the grounds.
Okay. No, I'll go back out. No, they're not where they were. They're definitely coming closer.
Then this is a moot point, and Kieran dismisses the image. To
Can
leave
I
the
look
room.
up at the ceiling, at the roof, see if they're up there?
Yeah.
Or Kieran, are you able to go look again and see if they're on the roof?
Yes, give me a moment. And Kieran goes back out to the balcony to hop on up in the sky to look out the ceiling.
Do you want to peek from the edges, or do you want to go into the like pyramid of the windows so you can actually get a panorama?
Start with a peek,
Okay.
and then if he doesn't see anything, he'll go up
Like a periscope.
like a parrot.
Your Kieran periscope. All right, give me a perception check for the peek.
Uh, 18 plus 13. 31.
I would say you're looking out. You don't see anything. It's kind of hard. You'd really only be able to see the immediate surroundings of the window if you're peeking this way. I would say with a 31, because
It's a 31.
it's a 31, you would hear, and also it actually does beat some stealth rolls. You do hear, and it's very quiet, and you are only because you're on focus. In the northern part of the courtyard, you hear just a gentle of someone falling from climbing over the outer wall.
So for reference, northern, is that towards the front gate or the front door or towards the back study?
So actually, it's
Oh,
this
this
is-
is north wing, isn't it?
exactly, yeah. So where you guys are standing on the battle map is the
Mhm.
southern wing, which is where you all were staying.
Right.
But you're floating up around the window, so you can kind of
Yes.
hear everything. You would hear someone had climbed over the walls of the northern side of the courtyard, so the opposite side.
From his perch up there, he'll
I don't know what that means.
from the north.
All right. I will
You
go.
heard at least one person.
I heard at least one individual.
There were
Cal
two.
continues to sit on his stairs.
Kieran, keep an ear out. There were two of them.
Kieran will periscope fully now to look and swivel his head.
Give me another perception check.
The
Timber.
third one doesn't stick.
No. Timber, what are you doing right now?
He's gonna walk over to Cal. So, gonna play cards? No. No. What Timber's gonna do is actually, he's gonna make, using some of the fancy furniture that's just kind of laying around, or try to. He's gonna try to make, like, decoy hiding spots.
Okay.
Like little barricades kind of, like, around. They're crappy. They're really bad. But like, maybe in hopes that like he can kind of maybe lure a shot of something. Or
I see. All right, so the lot of you, so Scarlet and Kieran. Kieran, I know you're up in the sky. Scarlet, where are you now? Now that you guys have closed, barricaded your old room, Wiswick's putting a alarm there. He's about halfway through that. Where are you gonna go now?
I'm gonna go down into the main hallway. Assuming I pass the two of them on the stairs.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like they're getting closer, and Kieran said they're coming from the north. So I think it's best we just wait them out and see if they can get through, and just be ready when they get in.
Kieran, give me your perception check there.
So you didn't let me keep a 31, and that upset my dice. So they gave me 2.
Those bastards.
Not quite a
Jeez.
33.
These, just so this is like an actual duel between like 2 expertise level like modifiers for their stealth and your perception, and their highest one was a 29.
Suck it.
So, so, oh wait, yeah, 29. Curon, when you get up there, and all of you kind of like down, gathering below, you can see Curon just sort of slowly twisting around up there. Curon, you can't really see like the courtyard from up here. You can hear, you do hear like a sound that sounds like someone shaking doors down there quietly, like as if they're just testing out doors down there.
Like balcony glass pane doors?
More like cellar doors that are out on the bottom there. This would also indicate to you though that the barricade does not block people. It just blocks attacks. Because they would be moving their hands through the barricade to shake these doors. But as you hear this, you kind of get distracted by it for a moment, and then you kind of look around and peek up, and you can see kind of in the moonlight the rooftop across from this building to the next one, and it looks blank. And then suddenly you just cock your head as you see something flying towards you. Huron, what's your AC?
17.
Okay.
Wait, I have to double check that because there's a thing about. No, 17. Yeah.
Okay. So I'd say in that moment you recognize what it is pretty quickly as it's approaching very fast, but before you can move out of the way, the glass shatters. Sorry, the glass doesn't shatter. You like think for a moment you're about to get hit, but you see it, the energy dissipate across the barricade. As the shadow arrows pierced it, and you can see it kind of like warps all around, as you can see it cracked from the arrow's assault. But
Do we
you
hear
are
it?
not hit by it. Oh, everyone would hear this
Okay.
above, because it's not the arrow that makes the noise.
Yeah.
It's the actual abjuration
Mhm.
protective shield that sort of.
Okay. Curon, get down.
Do I see that figure anymore?
Yes, you would. Once it clears away, you would be able to see them now, as if they were casting invisibility, and then they broke their invisibility to try to attack
Right.
you.
Huron takes a few steps to the side so that where the breakage is no longer in front of him, and he just kind of thumbs his nose at them, and then he calls down. One of them's up here with me. The other seems to be trying to break into the cellar below.
All right.
The barricade only stops attacks they can get through easy enough.
All right, Curon, you should get away from the window. Let them come through.
He's just staring back at the assassin.
Sean, is there an entrance to the basement?
Yes, there is. And so like that lower level where you guys are now, there are doors that lead into. There is a door that you can see, and you would know leads to the basement, Timber, from your earlier investigations.
Okay.
That you could also attempt to barricade.
Yeah, after determining which way it opens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be all of the doors in this main chamber open into the rooms they go into. So it'd be another situation where you'd want to put up just a barricade as opposed to barring the door. It's also another one that's locked. Pretty much the entire northern wing is locked. Okay, what do you all want to do at this point? You know that there's one outside firing arrows if they see anything, and there's one that's trying to break in from the northern wing.
Curon, get away from the window. Let them come down.
Find a good hiding spot.
Yeah, I figured you might start hiding. Curon, they're just staring back at you at this point, and you can see this is the one that's been following you.
Is there like a way to open the window?
There isn't, because they're not meant to be opened.
Okay.
They're
Okay, just
ceiling
checking.
windows, yeah.
Also the skylights.
Yeah. Well, sometimes skylights have openings. For, you
I
know,
said
Not
they
lost.
do sometimes. They do sometimes, but these ones don't.
fair.
Access to the roof is not through flying up and going through the window.
Understandably so. It's a rare talent. Only few have. Huron just wags his finger and then descends down to join Cal at the foot of the stairs and takes a seat next to him.
I love how wise and stoic Huron is, but ultimately he is such a troll to enemies.
You want to mess with us? We got the fucking
yeah.
blessings of Iluvania. Come on, come get
All right.
it.
So I'd say also at this
Cal gives
point,
one nod to Kieran when he sits down. You know, the classic like one head up.
yeah,
You know.
Sup.
Wiswick, you could also come down at this point. You would have done with your ritual by now.
Yeah, I think after I finish the ritual, which I set to be a loud alarm so everybody can hear it,
Mhm.
Wiswick's basically just gonna keep his eyes on Scarlet and follow her around. Wherever she's at, he wants to be right next to her.
So you are all in the great hall at this point by the stairs. Embla and Robert have come down also. They've been here the whole time, helping.
Helping barricade and
Helping
shit.
barricade. Yeah.
They just take up time from the heroes. Like, who wants them? Just kidding. We love your NPC, Sean. We love your NPC.
And they're like, who wants a midnight snacky?
Yeah, Robert just brought some cookies from the kitchen. He's like, hey, if we're gonna die, I might as well eat all his food.
For a midnight snack.
Those are his noodles.
It's just one noodle.
No, don't eat his noodles.
Robert does absolutely have a snack. I'm not even joking. He absolutely is nervously eating into some bread. All right, what are you all doing?
Dude, you know what? I'm doing what I was doing all along, which was eventually they'll have to come in here to us. So I'll just sit here. Thanks very much.
Wiswick did suggest having us all within Vanya's tiny hut. It might. Well, it both helps and hinders us, leaving us protected by any assault that we don't see coming. However, they'll know exactly where we are. Though, question for the DM: how well does that like blend in the dark?
It's not perfect because it does have a faint light, if I'm not mistaken. All right, no, it doesn't have a faint light. It just sort of, in the dark would be the best, but it's like
Right.
if they get close enough, like they'll be able to see it because it'll look like where there's a wall instead of a wall, there's like sort of this like matte color gray dome.
Well, I always imagine the outside looks like a twilight scene.
Mhm.
Well, looking at the things that Timber made, are any of them high enough that could we make one high enough that we could put the dome behind, and then we could still like.
It would take you some time. You'd have to first cast the dome and then build it around it. If you want to do that.
Wait a sec. Everyone's like around in a clump right now. They've all just assembled in a clump. They're clumping.
Yes.
Clumped around.
Yeah, I don't like that idea either.
Why aren't we doing what we were doing before and having some people spread out a little bit, but close enough together to support each other, and leaving one person out in the open?
I think. Yes.
I think that we should all hide and then have Vanya's tiny hut actually as bait.
Sure.
Okay, let's do that. I'm going to go hide.
Okay. Where do you want to cast Ilyavani's tiny hut?
Caliph, where do you think I should cast my tiny hut?
Center of the room. Give them as little cover as possible.
That's fair. I shall do just that.
Everybody make sure your back's up against a wall and not against a door or not against the open air.
Wiswick's gonna go in the hut because spells can go out of it, but not in it.
You have to stick your hand out to cast.
You have to stick your hand out to cast a spell.
Okay.
You have to stick your hand out to cast.
You have to hand out cast stick.
But
Okay,
your
then
step
never
can't get
mind.
in.
In the
Right, okay.
construction of his hut, can he just provide a tiny little slit?
No, 'cause
No.
it's not a customizable hut.
Yes. Yeah. Spells and other
It's
magical.
not a Iluvani's
and
tiny bunker.
Who
It's a
at-
This actually is Cal just thinking about, why don't we have an Ilyuvanya's tiny bunker? Why don't we have just this little thing that's literally just like a little slit that a spell cast? It's just like a coffin-sized steel box with a little slit in it. Or better yet, it's just a bunch of mirrors that he doesn't even have to look through the slit because he can just look out and just wiggle his fingers into the.
All right, so you're casting this in the middle of the room. It's going to take you 10 minutes to create this hut. That's going to
Oh.
presumably you're going to say the idea is that you all are in there or Scarlet's in there, and they're going to try to come in and wait you out essentially. The rest of you though, where would you like to be?
I would like to be on towards the northern wing door and occasionally put my ear against the door.
I'm going to use this just as a reference for the balcony on the northern side.
Mhm.
So you guys have
I
something.
want to show off your bridge.
So you want to be on the by the balcony door or by the basement door?
Balcony door?
Have we been up to that balcony, or is it like an open
Timber
balcony?
has. Timber
Okay.
has. So it's a mirror of the other side. So it's a mezzanine. I shouldn't say balcony. It's a mezzanine.
So
Alright.
if it's a mezzanine, does it have the doors that open out like the other side?
Yeah, it's exactly like the other side where the doors open into the chamber. But all the doors on the northern side are locked, and Timber has put essentially debris in front of them so that they can't just
Okay.
walk right through them. But they are all locked in the northern wing.
So I think Wiswick might try and go for the bird's eye view and go back to where he was previously, near our bedrooms, and open up the view into the grand central area. Like, just open up the doors left and right that we couldn't barricade,
Mhm.
so I could see into the whole area and just like get a overview of everything. And I just want to find a nice hiding spot next to that.
All right,
With
so
the
you
doors
want to
open.
be in that other hallway and just looking through the doors essentially.
Right.
Okay, cool. Problem. All right. Everyone else.
Cal's gonna go in the hut.
Okay.
You can see out of the hut, right?
Yes.
Yeah, then Cal's gonna go in the hut.
Yeah.
And he's gonna
Alright.
get Wilfred to go with Wiswick. Just
Okay.
to watch his back.
Can we put stuff on top of the hut? Like if I wanted to
Well,
put
if he removes permission for you to go into the hut, you can. Oh, you stuff on top of it. Yes.
yeah, like I want to like take my the Crimson Court hood and put it on top.
Oh, okay. Kind of like bait.
Hmm.
Okay.
But I want to be close to. I want to find a hiding spot close to the dome though, because I don't want to be too far away.
All right. So I'll say 1 second. Since Timber's thrown a bunch of detritus around, you could hide in one of those if you want to.
That's close to the hut.
Yeah, I imagine he'll have thrown some stuff in like the corners to create semi-barricades of broken up furniture.
Okay.
So we can say there's some in each of the corners, so you can choose which corner you want to hide in.
Timber just wanted an excuse to break all of the general's furniture.
Yeah. Just gonna use this cart as detritus. Not my replica ancient cart. But which corner do you want to hide in, Scarlet? They're all equidistant to the.
Okay. Is there? Yeah, I'll just go into when I'm looking at it, the top right, by the staircase.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cal's in the hut. I'll say that Robert is looking to Cal to tell him what to do. Kind of peeks his head into the hut and looks at you. He's like, "Where should I go?"
Robert, just stay in the hut for now. And if I would say for the most part, I don't think you're probably ready to take on people at the skill level that we're about to face, so maybe just try and stay in here. If
Yeah.
if you see something that's particularly problematic, call out, I guess.
Okay. As he's just breaking bread off of the loaf and eating it.
Cal takes some of that as well.
Should break bread with the enemy.
Embla has positioned herself behind one of these two display cases that are in the hall. Kieran, where are you going?
I have to be in the hut.
Oh, you're right, you do.
The moment I leave, it disappears.
That's right, I forgot about that. Okay.
Oh, I forgot about that too. Robert, never mind. Go with Wiswick and Wilfred and just cover Wiswick's back if somebody tries to come up next to him, okay? Other than that, just don't leave his side.
Okay. All right. Cal, you staying in the hut?
Hell yeah, I'm staying in the goddamn hut.
Cool. All right.
Kieran sitting cross-legged in front of Cal, just looking at him with like a kind of blank face on look on his face. And then he goes, "So you come here often?"
Cal is definitely feeling the tension, but sees what Kieran's trying to do. So he looks over and he goes, "Actually, no, I usually sleep in a bed, and you're the one that's sleeping in your weird little magic dome."
I'd say
It is nice in here, though.
Right?
It's a little chilly. All right. Scarlet. Anyone who's like actually hiding and not just sort of maintaining a position, give me stealth rolls.
Just for flavor, I would have put the hood like facing where I am, so that ideally their back would be to me when I would go and attack. If
Right.
that
I
makes
mean,
sense.
the hood is just gonna kind of sit there on top. It can't really be faced. It
Just yeah, okay.
Sean, are the walls I'm hiding
Oh.
behind made of stone?
Okay.
By any chance?
No, they're made of
Anything but stone.
yeah, they're half timber walls. Yeah, they're not. There's no stone.
It's okay, I rolled all right. Got a 16.
All right. Wiswick, you got a 16.
Yep. On stealth.
Scarlet.
15.
Really?
A 3 plus 12.
Lamau.
Oh my god.
Did you? Oh, you took the cloak off, so you don't get advantage.
Yep.
That's right. Timber, are you hiding?
Yeah. That's a 15 for me too.
Ooh. Not bad rolls, but not your guys' usual big rolls.
I wonder how everyone's dealing out there.
I don't know. Where did you guys go, by the way? I mean, I was like pretty sure we had a plan together, and then you all just went upstairs. And there's a lot of rustling.
Oh, we went to go bar the doors because the main door into the south wing opens inward, so it wouldn't have been barred very well. And then we went into Scarlet's room, and we thought we'd look for them.
In the middle of this conversation, that you do hear and see another arrow hit the ceiling.
The
glass ceiling, and you can see another wave of power pulses through the shield. Let's see. Oh,
Good chance one comes from up there.
Embla got a 30 on her stealth.
That definitely looks correct. And then, for assassins, these aren't. One would imagine they should have known about the magical situation,
I always imagine assassins coming in, slitting your throat in the night while you sleep.
Well, apparently they're more snipers than assassins. Have I ever told you the etymology of the word sniper, I say, sitting down?
As
No,
you two
please.
have your absurd conversation in the orb during a tense moment, You would start to hear noise from the northern wing. You would, Kieran, you would hear it, I would say, with your passive perception. Well, actually, give me another perception roll.
Oh, I already know they're.
It's about when and how.
Sure, that's fair.
You'll probably beat this, but
How's a 28 for you, boss?
28 just beats it. So you would be able to hear them with their 27. You would hear in the next chamber from the lower door on the ground floor that it leads to the basement layer. You would start to hear locks being picked on the other side.
Oh shit. Kieran just points to the door to Cal and goes, I kind of wish that I could signal the rest of them. But I can't. So I won't. Oops.
Can I summon Jet?
Well, you
Or
don't
just
know
have
this.
him for visual as well?
Yeah. Time would continue passing slowly, and you would hear another arrow. As this time you would hear the cracking of the shield above. And then you would see some light scintillating down, almost like glittering dust. And shards that, as they fall, disappear. As you would look up and you would see there is now a hole blown into the protective barrier on the top. As you would then hear, and all of you would really hear this, because since you're keeping it so quiet, you're observing, the doors to the basement quarters are being picked right now.
Wiswick is just gonna keep an eye above, thinking that he has like a good angle, and just waiting for something to come down, expecting that there's some sort of ambush from there.
Timber's gonna try to find a dark spot to kind of lean over to over the balcony and see the status of that door every so often. That's kind of it.
Yeah, Timber, you could definitely peek over the edge and watch as you can see the barricade that you've put there, like sort of rocking every now and then as the door is moved a little bit. As you would all sometime into it hear and then see the doors both pulled open. You see no one there.
Oh shit.
Can I use Jet's sense of blind sense to see if he can see anybody invisible in there?
Yeah. Go ahead and you can send him over there and give me a perception check on his part.
Okay, just to be clear, he is flying above. He was I guess perched up on the ceiling someplace. So he'll just fly same level up in the ceiling, but using the distance of his blind sense.
How far is his blind sense?
That's a good question. Oh my god. It's an emergency. Can't find it.
I'm gonna say the cops are coming to help us out. Does Cair Dolan have a police force? And why did we
Blind sight 60 feet.
Okay, yeah, you should definitely
send a sending to fucking Gwendolyn and be like, hey, shit.
So he's about 55 feet above the
Yes, there
entrance
is someone standing on the other side that are like right by the door that you can sense there.
Can I have him try and sneak in and touch the person? Go in for a sort of bad attack.
Well, familiars can't attack, but if you're trying to cast a touch spell onto them, you could try to do that.
That's the plan.
Okay.
Bad attack.
All right. So, are you trying to have him sneak in there? Because he's gonna have to fly through the barricade of broken furniture into there.
Is it there isn't an open enough area for him to like?
I guess that's a question of Timber. How did you stack this furniture? Did you stack it high enough so that they'd have to push it over or climb over it?
They'd have to push it over.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he could go through. It's just it's gonna be through like the holes between the furniture that's been stacked there.
I think I'm just gonna have Jet keep an eye on him then from our side, and if any like if he disappears or if he goes away, like just so like I'll say something.
Okay. He's just waiting there. You guys don't see anyone coming in at this point. You're sitting quietly in there. The doors were opened, but nothing is coming out that you can see. Timber?
Kind of still scared in that anticipation. Timber's going to apply one of his weird custom poisons to his claws.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's it.
Excellent.
I can tell you what it does
Okay.
afterwards. I did it like 20 episodes ago, but it's still in there.
Yeah. No problem. Take your time there. What do you guys want to do while you're waiting? Or do you want to continue waiting?
Just waiting.
Could Wiswick can't cast a spell if he's got
Paper,
the bat's vision, right?
No, not if you're looking through the bat.
Right. I mean, like I
You
could
can only cast
estimate
touch
where he is.
spells when you're looking through the bat onto the person.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking like if he's standing there for like more than a few seconds, then could Wiswick just like cast a spell in that spot that he knows he's in if he stood still there for like another 5 seconds? You know what I mean?
It depends on the spell. Does the spell have vision? You can't cast through Jet unless it's a touch spell. So if you
Okay.
need vision of the person, then no, you can't just cast a spell.
So
Or if
so
you
I
wanna
don't
shoot-
have vision from where I am right now down through there, even if he's invisible. Like,
You
can I
would
see
have
the
to-
hallway down the door?
You can see kind of like because the thing is you're across. It's like you're looking. There's a mezzanine in front of you. You're in between, hiding behind the doors. There's blind spots you have into the main area. You could see the opening.
Okay.
I'd say you could see the door that he opened, and that's all you can see. You can see through it, but you don't see anyone there. And by see through it, I mean you can see very small slivers because there's a bunch of furniture in front of it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on standby. Just.
Okay.
I got my eyes on I'm still using Jet's vision and I'm hidden.
Okay. Kieran, what are you doing?
I'm sitting in a tiny hut with my friend Cal. What are you doing?
What's your passive perception?
It's a great question, Sean, and I'm pretty sure it's high. It's
28.
28.
Okay.
What's your passive perception?
67. No.
Yeah.
And then Kieran, I'd say at this time you're watching these doors, and all of you are in there tensely waiting for this person to enter in or to move the barricade.
Excuse me.
Nothing's happening yet.
I guess
What's going on in the ceiling?
Do you want to look? Give me a perception check.
Cal would be alternating between the door that just opened and the ceiling. He would be going
11.
back and forth.
Give me a perception check as well, then, Cal.
11.
Huron
11.
uses passive perception to notice anything happening around him at all whatsoever.
Okay. Kieran, you would notice that everyone is tensely looking around because the only person you can't see in the room is Embla. Everyone else you can very clearly see, other than Wiswick because he's on your blind spot. But you can see Timber every now and then looking over and then going back to his hiding spot. You can see Scarlet hiding amongst the debris, looking up into the door. You can see everyone kind of just looking around. They're just unsure what to do next.
Look,
So the guy's still standing there, right? Like,
Yeah, Wiswick, you know, if you're staying in Jet's vision, you know that guy's just hanging there.
yeah. I mean, I'm not saying anything until the guy moves.
Okay. Let me drop my pen cap. All right, I have. Okay. Huron,
That's me.
you would notice. You would start to hear it. Very faintly, barely hear it because they rolled really low. But they still got a dirty 20. But that's not beating your passive perception. Someone is walking up the steps.
Which steps?
The steps directly in the top portion.
Huron
You see no one.
motions that way to Cal.
Using his eyes, Cal looks over and looks for. Are there rugs? Is there a carpet on these stairs? They just raw wooden or stone stairs.
They are stone steps, and they do have that very, classic manner single carpet that goes down each vein of the steps.
I look for any depressions in the carpet that weren't there before.
Give me a perception check with advantage because Kieran pointed it out to you.
I also have night vision goggles. That's not bad. That's a dirty 20.
That's exactly what you needed.
Huzzah!
You see, I'll say exactly what you see. Of course I will. Scarlet, you notice Scarlet in that corner, in the northern part or the top portion. You see a rug that's at the corner, like it ends at the top of the steps, and you can see the corner of the rug just sort of like someone's foot went over it, and it's compressed back as if someone was leaning over Scarlet right now.
I burst forth from the hut. And I go, stairs! And then I throw one of my spare long swords at the stair.
Nice.
It's give me an attack roll with disadvantage because they are invisible. Everyone else, you would hear Cal
have time?
shouting.
Would I have time to go like this? I don't know.
I'd say no.
Okay. That's fair.
Cal gets kind of a surprise round on this individual.
That's fair. That's
Wiswick, you would at this point though notice that as soon as Cal stepped out, the man who's invisible stepped forward and pushed the barricade down. And you would all hear kind of all at once, it would be Cal yelling stairs as he throws the sword. You would hear the barricade being pushed down as we will go into an initiative order. So everyone roll initiative. Cal, give me your roll for that attack.
Is there three
Could
of them?
Jet get anything off because he was waiting lying in wait for that guy to make a move?
Except that
Lying
Jet,
in
like you
wait.
said, Jet was up above using his blind vision. So
yeah,
Jet,
so he's got a movement to get there.
sure, you could do that during the initiative count if you roll you roll Jet's initiative, and Jet can move on his initiative roll.
Okay. I just wanted to see if I get anything out of it, but that's fine.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't in this moment because he's still invisible. One, and two. Well, I guess Jet can see it, but that's a whole. You'd have to do movement and dash, and this is not a.
Oh yeah, I mean, I didn't realize his fly speed wasn't as long, but that's fine.
Okay, cool. Cal, what was that roll?
That was a whopping 12.
12 does not hit as
Does it
Cal's.
at least distract?
Yes, I would say it prevents them from getting it prevents them from getting a surprise round on you all.
Yeah, because there's a fucking sword flying at him.
But Cal's sword scatters and hits and clambers against the wall as you all hear the detritus being poured down. What is everyone's initiative roll? 20 to 25.
21.
23.
20!
Nice rolls, guys.
Woo! Thanks.
Yeah, I know. I planned it. I was all skill.
Cal, you had 23?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, 15 to 19.
15.
Oh, Kieran.
What'd you get?
So I have advantage, and I got a 6.
Oh. Oh no.
Nice. Playing your role.
All right, let me roll for all of our other folks sitting around. Okay.
Wilfred.
Yeah, Wilfred.
Who took his buddy's head exploding pretty well. It was just like, oh,
Yeah, he's definitely doing that thing where it's like
That guy
tomorrow
was
morning he's gonna
freak
fall
out.
into place and have an entire panic attack.
that guy was
Compartmentalizing. Thank you.
he was
Um,
normally on other shifts, and so this is his first time working with him. So
yeah, I don't know, that guy was new.
yeah.
I've never met him before in my life.
He always talked about his mom. It was kind of weird.
Yeah. And he kept cutting his nails while on shift. It was really annoying.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad he's dead.
Fucker.
All right. So, top of the initiative order is Cal. You are looking around. You still don't see them, but you know the last place you saw them. You did get a surprise round, so you could realistically throw another longsword if you wanted, or throw another weapon at that spot with disadvantage.
I could, or I could just run over there.
That's true. You do have a lot of movement. All right. So
I have a normal amount of movement, but I have a normal amount of space to move. So
you have 30 feet, right?
Yeah.
All right. So it doesn't quite get you to the top of the stairs.
Does it get me within 10 feet of the top of the stairs?
It gets you. No, you're one square away essentially.
But now you can hear the sweet, dulcet tones of a bat screeching in your ear. Better. It's
Okay.
not like a chirping. It's not that bad.
Scarlet, you're on deck.
Okay.
All you know, Scarlet, is that there is an enemy on the stairs, and you saw where Cal threw the sword. You presume they're up on the top of the stairs.
Okay.
You know what? I don't know if they're at the top of the stairs. Is that right? Was it the absolute top of the stairs, or were they on the stairs?
It's at the top of the stairs, like
Oh,
like
fuck.
right where it was like hovering over Scarlet, where you saw the movement of the carpet.
I'll do something I almost never do, Sean.
What's that?
I'll take out my short bow.
Oh.
Oh,
And I
shit.
imagine counting, and I'd be like, how do you fucking? It's been so long.
Goddamn fucking heck. I'll shoot at the location.
I imagine
previously.
Cal like having to do a real quick stringing of the bow too. Just like, ah, shit. Oh, God. All right, go ahead.
Okay, with disadvantage,
Mhm.
that's an 18.
That will actually be glancing blow.
Mhm.
By the nine divine.
Oh, is this
Ooh,
one of
we
those
got
poison
standing,
arrows?
Sean.
What's that?
Never mind.
Said we got standing, Sean.
All right, go ahead and roll damage and have it.
Okay,
He's
so
standing.
it's 5 damage.
5 damage. Okay.
That's how you know shit's getting real.
All right, so anyone looking, particularly I guess it would be Scarlet and maybe Timber, you could see this as well. You would see Cal uncharacteristically pulling out his short bow, this small bow, pulling it back, firing an arrow, and you see it hit nothing, where it's floating in the air and it's hit something in their shoulder, and which I'll say, for now, removes the disadvantage on the attack because you can see them because the arrow has hit them. All right, so that was 5 points of damage. All right, found purchase. Thank you, Stefan. Anything else, Cal?
It's a cookie like Robert.
Scarlet, you are up.
Doing a good-
Scarlet, you're up. Timber, you're on deck.
Okay. So now that we know.
I'll do it again. I have 2 attacks, people.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, I'll say you
You're not
have
gonna
you don't have disadvantage on this attack.
That's good. It's 24.
Also, are these poison arrows? Because
I don't have
That hits.
poison.
Go ahead and roll damage.
I'm pretty sure I
Right.
gave you poison arrows.
Okay, let me check if I have poison arrows. 1 moment.
You'll those will have to be used later because you already shot the bow.
Okay, well then
Ooh,
it's
got him.
non-halved, 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay.
Rolled 2 5s.
I'm still holding on to a bunch of poisonous rocks.
Okay,
I don't
so
know
that second
when I'm
arrow
gonna use them.
sinks into their shoulder. You can see, like, you all will see, like, the arrows are slowly disappearing, like, as part of their invisibility. And on their turn, they'll have disappeared entirely. So until their turn, the disadvantage is not imposed by invisibility. All right, Scarlet, now you're up.
Okay. Are there on the staircase? Is there like a railing that I could like grab and like hold on to, like
You
like a
could
pillar?
not really like. Yeah, there's stuff you could grab onto, but nothing that's
Yeah.
like a rope you could just like kind of hang off of. You could try climbing up if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. I'll try and climb. And can I? So the arrows are there. Can I see where the depression in the carpet is?
Well, no, because they're not standing on the carpet anymore. The thing
They're
that
not
Cal saw was their foot, like, kind of swiping the carpet back,
Okay.
essentially.
Okay.
But you can see
All
where
right.
the arrows are right now.
All right. Is there space between, like, you know how on a staircase there's like the pillars and the railing? Is there like space where I could stick my dagger through? Yeah, I want to try and like get a leg if I can.
Okay, so you're gonna try to climb up, hang, and attack.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you see require an acrobatics check.
You got it, boss. That's a 22.
All right, you do some monk shit as a rogue.
Hell yeah.
As you use kind of like a sconce and some other wall decoration to pull yourself up enough to grab onto one of the legs of the stairs, and then you grasp the actual railing and pull yourself up, and you can go ahead and go for an attack. I would say you can go ahead, go for an attack.
Okay, I'm using the Akron blade.
Okay.
13.
Macron does not hit.
Nope. Fuck. Okay.
You
yeah.
push your blade through the railing, and it doesn't find purchase as you're swinging at nothing but something.
Do I have all right. Nope. I'll drop back down.
Okay. You don't want to go for your bonus action attack?
Oh, I'm holding on with one hand.
Yeah, but it's not a it's a quick attack essentially, not an offhand attack. By the
Okay,
rules.
well, in
as
that
long
case-
as you have a free hand, you could do two weapon
Okay.
fighting.
In that case, yes. That's better. That's a 28.
That will hit.
All right. So I had a 6 on my d6, so 6 points piercing damage.
Okay, 6 points piercing damage. All right, you can hear it kind of like drag across the armor on their leg, and you can feel like you've damaged the armor a little bit. You're not really like cutting into their flesh, but you have hurt them.
Okay.
All right, 6 damage. You said.
Uh-huh.
All right, you do not get sneak attack because
Right.
You didn't, yeah. All right. Anything else, Scarlet?
Nope.
Do you want to drop down?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so you've dropped down to the base of the steps there. All right. Timber, you're up.
All right, Sean, this is gonna be ridiculous. All
I
right.
love it.
So Timber's gonna jump down at the sight of those that furniture being used. I was gonna say desks.
Yeah.
Being moved from the door. He's gonna hop down from the balcony, and he's gonna take out his unlimited whiskey flask or whatever. Unlimited flask. Never-ending
You
flask.
still have that?
Oh yeah, I do. Dude.
You took from Wiswick.
It was mine.
It might be an action, but it's okay. Timur is going to unleash the flask and then throw out the booze in a horizontal motion to try to detect where this thing is.
Oh, I would say that is an action.
Okay.
But it will be successful. You'll see the water. You'll see the whiskey kind of splash onto the face and over the armor. And like I said for the other ones, where it's like you see it until their turn when it dissipates into them. But you would also start seeing like the drops in the ground. So yeah, you would see kind of it like splash into the face of a man, and you hear like, oh.
That's really smart. Really, really smart.
But no,
until
there's
their
a spell
turn,
for
you
that.
can't see them.
I'm gonna bonus
But
action
you know what?
hex him and give him disadvantage on Dex ability checks.
Hexed
Oh.
and Dex.
Hex on Dex.
Hex on Dex.
All right.
And I'm going to.
You said dexterity checks?
Correct.
Hex on Dex.
Hex on Dex.
And then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to move closer to him.
All right, you could definitely get right up onto where he is.
Physically or emotionally?
Both. Anything else, Timber?
No, that is all.
Oh, all right. It is the assassin's turn. You would see the arrows disappear at this point. Okay. Let me double check a few things. So, don't know where they are. Okay, I know what they're going to. Okay. Cal does a... Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong sheet. Does a 24 hit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Cal, you would see the arrows dissipate, and then you would hear the footsteps of them moving backwards, and then you would see out of nowhere a shadowy arrow appear, flinging towards you, and piercing you in the chest, which will deal 11 points of piercing damage. And 16 points of necrotic damage.
Fuck.
As you would see them appear up at the top of the steps. Back here. They are a half-orc. You can just barely kind of notice as they are covered in the assassin garb. And they're holding that bow back. You can see the bow is made of some kind of dark wood, but it has kind of like adorned to it these small serrated blades all up and down the actual limbs of the bow. As that shadow arrow hits you in the chest, you can see it disappear away. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
24.
You resist the poison effect. All right. They are going to... That's all they're going to do for now. But they have revealed themselves. All right. So, next turn, Timber, you would notice the water disappearing from that individual. Oh, shit. Actually, no. Sorry, Cal. There's more damage. I forgot the sneak attack because they had advantage on you because they were invisible.
Is this the one that's on the stairs?
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a lot of dice. Cal, that is 40 points of damage.
On the sneak attack?
Oof.
40 total or plus 40?
Oh,
Plus 40.
oh my god.
All right.
That's looking there,
How
big
many
guy.
sneak attacks do they have?
10.
10? Jesus.
What's he got to do with this?
All right. All right. So Timber, that is a natural 20 on you from the other one.
Well, that's how
Oh.
you're doing, Tim. That's how you're doing.
All right. So that is going
That
to
is
be
death.
That's going to be 9 points of piercing damage, and then their sneak attack. Which, don't worry, it's less.
Oh, good.
And then an additional 9 points of sneak attack damage.
Oh, okay.
They are revealed in front of you, and it's Caleb.
Yep.
As you
Fucking knew
see
it. Fucking knew it.
a mask over the face that covers the nose and mouth, you only recognize him, Timber. Well, you all would eventually get closer, but you're right on him, and he looks exactly like the night that he attacked you and he brought the head to Scarlet. You recognize the familiar blonde hair. It is Caleb, and he just went and stabbed you in the side with his dagger.
Sure.
All right.
After we save
That is
him.
the end of his turn, though. Wiswick, you are up. And then Embla, and then Curon.
Okay. I'm assuming I have visual of the two that just revealed themselves, Caleb and the other one.
You
up
have
top.
visuals of Caleb. You do not have visuals of the one up top unless you leave that hallway, because it's in your blind spot.
Oh my god, I have no visuals up here. Why did I even come here? I wanted the
Well, it's
bird's eye view.
because you went into the hallway. If you had stayed out in the balcony, the mezzanine, then you would have good visuals. But you went into the hallway for cover and to hide.
Well, like, so I mean, where am I specifically? Because I don't see my model.
You are in these doorways right here.
Oh, that was never what I wanted to do, but that's all right. I want to go back out into the hallway
Okay, yeah.
and see if I could get a visual on the two people that I was talking about.
Yeah, you easily can.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to cast Tasha's Mind Whip at
Okay.
level 3, I want to say. Yeah, so level 3 or higher, I could target one additional creature. So I'm going to choose both Caleb and the person
Other
behind him.
assassin.
Yes.
They're not behind him. They're up on the stairs over here.
Okay, great.
Yeah, but they're
Where's
both
Caleb
within.
then? I thought he was like right in front of Scarlet.
No, he's in front of Timber. Down here.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah, but they're both within 90 feet, so you can attack them both.
Awesome.
It's a saving throw.
It is.
kind of save?
Intelligence. I'm going to keep it as intelligence.
Okay.
And I imagine I do something along the lines of conjuring mystical whip that are floating above me in the air, and it shoots straight at them and whips around their necks and tries
a
to
nerd
strangle them. Yeah.
What's
It's got
the
little gems on it.
what's the DC?
The DC
They both
is
rolled
17.
13, so I think they both failed.
They both failed. So that's 3d6 damage.
Okay.
Let me get those out. I'm just gonna roll one at a time. 3, 4, that's 7, 5, that's 12 damage to both of them.
12 damage to both. Okay.
And they cannot take reactions until the end of their next turn. And on their turn, they get one action, either to move action or a bonus action. Only one, not all three.
Okay. Sounds good. Anything else on your turn?
I'm going to make Jet fly away,
Okay.
at least for now. He's gonna stay up top.
All right. So
Actually,
then...
he's on the ceiling 60 feet, right?
Yes.
And he's got 30 feet of movement, so I'm just gonna have him do the full 60-foot dash, and
Okay.
I'll make him go. He's gonna be in ground level, but he's gonna be far away from everyone, like somewhere, like out of the way.
Okay. All
Maybe he'll go in the dome.
right.
Oh, we have a jet. I gotta
No,
get you a
it's
jet.
it's literally just a little backpack. But Kieran, you would be watching all of this, and then you would see Jet fly into your bubble. Did you allow Jet in, or is he gonna hit it like a wall?
He allows Jet in.
Okay.
Oh, but that
Safety
visual is
in here
great.
for now.
All right. So it is Embla's turn. Kieran, you are on deck. Embla is going to activate her Blade Song to give her that AC bonus. And then she is going to rush out. She's not going to be able to quite make it to Caleb, but she is going to use her dash to get up on him with Timber. Okay. That's all. That's her turn. Kieran, you're up.
All right, Kieran emerges from his buble.
Merry Christmas, folks.
Merry Christmas, folks. Happy Hanukkah and Kwanzaa too, and any
Well,
other.
Watch as the Ilyvanya's tiny hut shrinks down as Curon and dissipates as Curon steps out.
He's going to cast a spell. Maybe.
Okay,
We
what
haven't
spell is he
decided
gonna
yet,
cast?
actually. Sorry, I was hoping things would happen so it wouldn't be. He looks over at Cal and sees him there with very little health. He thinks to himself, will he survive?
Let's bet on it.
He casts Banishment on Caleb.
All right, that's a charisma check, right?
Yep.
A charisma saving throw. Okay.
Yep.
He got a 16.
Ooh, he needed a 17, so
All right.
Bye-bye.
gone for 1 minute.
Caleb is gone for that 1 minute. Caleb
Uh,
disappears.
I imagine the whip
Huron-
just flings backwards.
Huron goes, he'll be back in 1 minute. Until then, let's take out the other. Caleb will be our captive. And then he moves the rest of his movement to be next to Cal. If he can, in front of Cal.
I'd
If
say you can only get right behind Cal.
Okay, that's fine. And that's going to actually. End his turn.
All right. I'm gonna roll a dice to see if Wilfred is brave enough to go out. He is, but he's gonna follow orders and just stand by protecting Wiswick.
Yeah, I
What do
think
you mean?
Wilfred was hiding in there, not me. But it's not a problem.
It's just the confusion was when you said I go through
Yeah.
the doors, but it's fine.
It's okay.
All right, Cal, you are up. Scarlet, you're on deck.
All right. Reeling in so much pain after being shot.
Yeah, the arrow, it felt more like a harpoon gun had shot you in the
Yeah,
shoulder than an
yeah,
arrow.
yeah, it's like getting hit with like a 20 millimeter cannon
Yeah.
with that kind of fucking damage. Yeah. Have you ever seen the film Being John Malkovich?
I have
No.
not.
Okay. Well, anyone at home, if you've seen the film Being John Malkovich, there's a scream John Malkovich lets out when he gets pegged in the head by a beer can, and that's the exact scream that Cal lets out, and I
Can
don't know how to
you-
do it effectively. It's like a quick like kind of a thing, but he does it better. It's so like perfectly frustrated, angry, and in pain, which is exactly what just happened. So teeth locked in a rictus of pain and anger, which together make panger. Cal rushes up those stairs using second wind
Yeah.
to gain 17 health back. That's 17. And I'm gonna hit this fucker, Sean.
All right, go for it.
How's a 27 for you?
That'll definitely hit.
The disarming strike, thanks.
Go for it.
I'm gonna try to knock that fucking bow out of his goddamn hands. Seven plus 2 plus 3. Okay, 11 damage.
11 damage, and then it's a strength saving throw.
Yes.
All right, let me get you that strength saving throw from them. Not their specialty. That is an 18.
Passes.
Okay, so they maintain grip as you try to rip the bow from their hands.
21 for the next attack.
That will hit.
Disarming strike. Ooh, max damage. 8 plus or 7 on the damage plus 8 is 15 plus 3 is 18 damage.
18 damage. Nice. Okay.
Another strength saving throw, por favor.
You got it. Might not be as lucky on this one. They were not as lucky. That is an 8. As the bow is whipped from their hands and drops down to the ground.
Free action before it drops to the ground. I kick it away.
Okay, give me a just a attack roll. Strength modifier, normal attack roll.
Strength modifier.
Yeah, it's an unarmed strike attack essentially.
Okay, I think that's a 16.
All right, yeah, easily enough. You kick the bow, it skitters down the steps. I imagine you kind of like kick it behind you so that
Yeah,
it
sure.
slings down the steps and hits down on the ground below. I think that's everything. Unless you're gonna actually.
No, I'm pissed off. I'm punching him.
You used your bonus action already for second wind.
I did. You're right. All right, action surge.
Excellent.
I'm gonna attack him.
Okay.
It's an 18 to hit.
That just hits, so it's a glancing blow.
Okay. I'm gonna make it a precision strike.
Okay.
So that's actually a 24.
Okay, normal hit.
It's 11 damage plus. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I've been doing. I calculated. Hey, Sean, add 14 damage to those last two.
14 damage from what?
Oh, that was. I was just giving you the dice. I forgot that I have a modifier.
Okay. All right.
Which is my bad.
All right.
7, 14, 18 damage for that one.
18 damage for the second one?
Mm-hmm. If he's, do you need the poison damage or is it whatever?
No, it's whatever.
Okay. 19 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
5 plus 7 is 12 plus 3 is 15.
All right. Dealt a shit ton of damage there.
Well, I'm angry. Oh, you know what? I'll make that last one a disarming strike. So add 5 damage.
Okay. All right. So, Cal, you come running up and you start to swing wildly, ripping the prongs of the black into their chest armor plates. As you can see, it has ripped through most of it, and you can see that you have begun to wound them, their physical body, as they kind of stagger back into the wall behind you. Scarlet, you are up.
Okay. First, I would like to do some more dope monk shit, and I want to try and like climb up and like over the railing to get onto the stairs.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check.
Oh, that's a. It's a 14. A 2 plus 12.
Yeah, you try to pull yourself up and you can't quite use it to get all of your movement, so you'll have to use to like move normally, so you'll have to use half your movement to get up.
That's fine. That's fine.
Or I mean, sorry, your full movement to get up.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you're not quite on her, but you are about 10 feet away.
Okay. All right. I would like to bonus action rage. And then I would like to I want to huck the Acheron blade at her.
Okay, go ahead and give me that. Real liberal with these non-thrown weapons being thrown, but I like it.
25.
That'll hit.
Okay. I want to use the disheartening strike feature.
Okay.
When I hit the creature with an attack, I fill the target with unsettling dread. The target has disadvantage on the next saving throw it makes before the end of my next turn. Is it immune to the frightened condition?
That is a good question. It is.
Well, fuck. Then that doesn't happen.
Soulless assassin.
I was really hoping for that assist.
So that was 6
Timber, you're
points.
on deck, by the way.
6 points of piercing damage, and
You do get sneak attack
Yep.
because Cal is on it. No.
4, nice. 12, 15 extra points of piercing damage.
Nice. Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
Timber, you're up. then it's the assassin, Caleb somewhere in the astral sea, and then Wizwick.
I'm going to.
It's a pocket dimension.
How far away is this CC from me?
The other assassin's 50 feet away from you.
I'm going to move a bit and then just blink behind him to get flanking position with someone, if I can.
You mean Misty Step? Oh no, you have your shadow. Blink.
Yeah, shadow step. Yep.
Yeah, you can do that to get behind them. Not quite behind them because they are backed up against a wall.
Oh, he's against the wall. Okay.
Yeah, Cal is kind of pushed. I mean, there is space. They're kind of in the corner of the wall, so you could get behind them in the sense of you're not in front of them, but not in a flanking position.
Okay. I am going to punch.
Plus, it's
slash.
It's a feature on them, as you can't get advantage from flanking. They can't have any. There's no such thing as advantage on them.
Oh well,
go ahead.
I mean, when I get when I blink, my first strike is with advantage. Doesn't count. Got it. Beep. Anyway, the first strike is not going to hit, probably, with a nice, solid 17.
17 will be a glancing blow.
Okay. What are my dice? Where are my dice? There's
so half
my dice.
damage.
Oh, hello. So that's 10 damage minus 5.
How much was it? Sorry.
10 damage minus 5. Make a Constitution save throw DC 15.
Concentration or Constitution?
Constitution, correct. Where's my D4? Where are you?
That is a 13. So they're not prone.
Incorrect.
Or, no, they're stunned.
Incorrect. Well, yes. Well, but
what?
no.
Yeah, what were you doing there? I guess that's the question.
Poison. He's poisoned.
Oh, that's the poison effect. Okay.
Yeah. So he takes 3 cold damage. And his movement is for the next minute. He's poisoned. He consistently takes 1d4 damage, and his movement is reduced by 10 feet. For
that
duration.
Poison damage only deals half. It's not quite as effective.
So 2 damage, or 1 damage, or we're depending on round it up or down.
Resistant to poison.
Well, it's cold damage, not poison.
Oh, sorry, that's the full damage then. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go for my second strike.
Go for it.
Oh, also, I wanted to do a stunning strike there, so can you roll again? DC
Was that
15.
a wisdom?
DC 15 Constitution, again. Wisdom for me.
Okay.
I'm using a key point. It's a lot in one attack.
Constitution. That is a 16.
Okay, makes it. I'm gonna make my second attack now.
Go for it.
That is a 19.
19, and that will hit.
Oh, another max damage. So max being 10. I'm going to use another key point.
Okay. To do stunning strike.
Correct.
Cool. That is a 17.
It makes it.
Okay. So I'll say when you all kind of are all like quickly at once moving onto this individual as they've appeared, you come in, you bring your blade down, you bring your claws in, the poison goes into their veins. Scarlet, you swipe the Akron blade across them. You're noticing like each hit, you're not noticing unless there's inertia pushing them around. They are not reacting to any of the pain or the damaging effects. You're piercing their armor in certain places. There's definitely bludgeoning happening, like they are, but no cringing. I mean, you could only see their eyes, and the green half orc skin as they are just sort of like blindly glaring towards Scarlet. All right. Anything else, Timber?
That's all.
All right. So this you would notice at this point that as they have no weapons on them, you see no daggers, blades. The bow has been kicked down the stairs. You watch as they pull both their hands out, kind of like down to their waist, and you can see over in front of each hand. It's not a shooting out Assassin's Creed blade. It is a shadow blade that comes out from above each of their hands.
Sean,
And then, yeah.
Sean, you know he can only do an action, a bonus action, or a movement action this turn.
All right. Well, in that case, so wait. Let me. It's they can only do one action, or they can't do certain things.
They could only do one of the three that they normally have all. It must choose whether it gets a move or
Okay,
an
I
action
see.
or a bonus action. It only gets one of the three.
Okay. God damn you, Tasha.
Yeah.
When a
All right.
problem comes around, you must.
All right. In that case, then they're just going to.
They summoned their swords and then they realized they can't do anything.
Well, that's not an action. It's part of their feature.
thought
They
it
can
was
attack.
bonus.
No, they can still attack. It's something that they have. It's like having a weapon on you.
Okay.
So in that case, they're gonna attack Cal because he's the one in front of Scarlet. All right, so they're gonna go for an attack with each of these blades. They are. All right. First one is a. Where is it? It is a 27. All right, that will hit. That is 6 points of piercing damage, Cal, plus 10 points of necrotic damage. We're going to go in for the second one, which is going to be a 24 to hit. Which will be...
It's a glancing blow.
That'll be, eight points of piercing damage, and then 7 points of necrotic damage. And I need 2 con saves from you.
No, you won't.
Indomitable.
I'm
Does that
down.
do something? Oh, okay.
Down you go.
Ugh.
So Scarlet, you would see Cal in front of you as the.
Can I get out of this? I might have a way out of this, Sean. Hang on. One moment, please.
Okay.
That last attack did like 6 or did 5 plus or 6 plus whatever.
It did 8 piercing damage, and then it did 7. It did 7 necrotic damage.
All right, so 15 total.
Yeah.
Let's see what I can do here. Give me a moment, please.
Oh, you get all the moments.
You have a few moments. You don't get all the moments.
What?
I deflect 12 of it
With one of your maneuvers.
with one of my maneuvers
Nice.
with a
12
with
with the
the
damage.
with a parry,
Okay.
Nice.
leaving me with 1 hit point.
So Scarlet, you don't see Cal fall to the ground unconscious.
Yeah.
You see him fall to one knee
knee.
as his sword blocks some of the damage. As the figure is standing tall over him, but you can see Timber behind her.
Jesus Christ.
All right, Caleb is floating in a pocket dimension.
As it should be.
And
That was so smart.
Wiswick, you are up.
I only did
Okay.
it for Caleb, by the way. If it wasn't Caleb, I wouldn't have done it.
I don't know who it is, but thank you.
Wiswick is going to cast Tasha's Mind Whip again on the same guy.
Intelligence saving throw,
Oh,
right?
whip his mind.
Yeah.
I believe this half orc is a woman.
It is.
I believe in a thing called.
Thank
That
you.
is a 25.
Okay.
Yeah, you got lucky before. They have a really high intelligence saving throw, actually.
Have as much damage and suffers none of the effects. So
Alright,
let's see
how
what
much
we
damage
got
is
here.
that?
1, a 4, which is 5, and a 6, which is 11, which is half to 5. 5 psychic damage.
All right.
I should have casted haste.
All
I
right.
don't want it running away though.
Anything else, Wiswick?
Yeah, I'm gonna start running down the hallway towards the stairwell to get into the room where everybody
So
else is.
yeah, so just for reference, the stairwell that leads down is that stairwell up at the top. So you will be going through the battle itself.
Yeah, I'm essentially trying to get as close to the battle as possible.
Cool, cool, cool. Alright, you can get about
I
there.
yell
so
back to Wilfred to follow along. Come
Okay.
on!
All right. That leads us to Embla, who keeps having to use all her shit to get to the enemies. All right, Embla. She's gonna. Actually, no. She's just gonna
stay there.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So she'll rush up. And I'll say.
Hey, Emma. We don't talk much, do we?
She's like, nah, she's gonna join the insanity and become truly Wayward 5 by throwing her freaking sword at this person.
Woo! Sharon looks at his glaive.
So proud.
Should I? No. Should I? No.
And it hits. Doesn't do much damage, though. Alright, that's 5 points of damage as she sort of frustratingly looks at Kieran. Alright, which it's now Kieran's turn.
Kieran looks at Cal, bloodied, and thinks he's got this, and then runs up to him, slaps a hand on the back of his head, and casts Cure Wounds at 3rd level
Okay.
for, wait for it, 19 points of healing.
Nice. So you're back up to 20. Anything else,
Thanks,
Kieran?
pal.
Yeah, you got it, boss. No. No, I will not. Do I still have movement?
You have 10 feet of movement.
Can I reposition myself to the left of?
Yeah.
So like further up, just so we're not all jammed in there.
Yeah. Okay. Wilfred joins Wiswick.
Sean, I forgot to add my rage damage for the last one, so it should be 2 more.
Okay.
Sorry. I wrote myself a big sticky
2 more
note.
points of damage.
Well, that does it. They're dead.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cal, you're back up now with your 20 points of health. Scarlet, you're on deck, and then Timber. Cal.
Yes.
It's your
Sorry,
turn.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's your turn. And Scarlet, you're on
okay.
deck.
Yep.
All right. So reinvigorated with the power of Ilyavanya coursing through his veins.
Hashtag bless.
Cal goes for 2 big ass, theoretically big ass. Yes. Well, that's a 17, so it's a little less than big ass.
That's a glancing blow, so half damage.
Okay. 2 plus 7 is 9. No, half of total. Sorry. 6 damage.
Okay.
That's better. That's a 20 to hit.
20 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
15 damage.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
I'll punch him. Thanks.
Punch.
Thanks.
Punch away.
19 to hit.
That will hit.
5 damage.
Nice. Is just wailing on this girl.
I'm very strong.
All right. With that, Scarlet, you're up. Timber, you're on deck.
How is she looking?
She's definitely looking rough. It's hard to tell though because she's
they're
not
not
reacting.
reacting.
But there's
Yep.
enough like
Yeah.
cuts in their armor and blood now that are coming out a little bit that you can tell that they've sustained significant damage and that it's almost like they probably would be dead. Like they probably would be dead if it wasn't for whatever is propelling them magically.
Okay. Since I had chucked my sword, I'm gonna go up to her and assuming that she's still glaring at me, I'm going to be glaring right back and I'm going to rip the sword out and then immediately plunge it back in.
Okay, go for it.
Give her a big old lava genasi hug.
That is a 27.
That'll definitely hit.
Okay. So that is 5 plus 4 plus 2. Remembering this time. 11 points of piercing damage plus 12, 17, an extra 19 points of piercing damage.
What was it? The first damage?
11 plus 19, so 30.
Ooh,
Total.
nice. All right. Anything else?
Holding on to that blade, I will take out my other extra dagger that I have. Stick that in too.
Okay.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay.
For 1 point of pierce. Well, do I get the rage
No.
damage on everything?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so 3 points of piercing damage.
So you kind of bring the sword down, and like not everything is just, you're not just pinataing this person. Like the attacks still, they hit, but they're not just like you're just sinking blades into them. You're dealing damage. So your first blade comes down and swipes across their upper shoulder, and then you bring the second dagger up into their side, and you're definitely piercing armor, and you can sense that their body is like in a weird way limp, but still moving. Anything else?
As I just like back up, just breathing heavy, give up.
Okay. Timber, you're up.
I'm gonna punch him. My claws of justice.
Go for it.
That's known as a slash in subsurface.
Yeah, it's true.
You don't.
Oh, wait.
Go for it.
Wait, before I do that, Sean, I am going to Hexblade curse him.
Bonus action, X-Blade Curse.
Ah!
Got it.
And then I shall
Just in
slash
case you
away.
get that 19.
Exactly. Huzzah! It's not. It's not gonna hit. I rolled a natural 6. So.
Yeah, that doesn't hit.
Glancing. Not so glancing. That, Sean, it's not a 19, but it's 18, and it's gonna hit.
Okay. I was waiting for you to say natural 20.
I know. That's the.
All right.
That's
Play
a
with my
good
heart.
old 5 plus 4 plus 4, so that's a good old 13 damage.
Nice. Right.
Don't do it, Tim.
My turn.
All right.
Wow.
Oh, I'm gonna stunning strike. That's what I'm gonna do.
Cool. Good call. 'Cause it's
Stun
their
him.
turn.
Stunner.
Con save, right?
Rage! Sorry.
They are actually going to get stunned. It was a
Oh.
13.
Sweet.
That is.
Check something real quick.
Good.
Who needs a mind whip when you've got fists of fury?
Okay. Scarlet, you would see at the start of their turn as the eyes sort of start to roll back in their head as they sort of like are crippled down. Like I imagine it's sort of like the stun makes it so like when they try to move their arm, the pain is too great, and they're starting to try to push out of it. You can see like they're just experiencing the pain. They're not, but they are still stunned. You're looking into these half-orcs' eyes, and you start to see a bubbling fire behind their eyes as they begin to slowly glow and glow and glow. And then suddenly you just see them stand up straight out of this stun, bend down, and go like this, as there'll be these shadow daggers that fling out from their hands all around to each of you. I need everyone to give me a dexterity saving throw, except for Wiswick.
Yes.
Uh, 27.
Oh, I thought
definitely
I was gonna
fail.
be cool. It'd be like 23.
Uh,
Somebody comes over here with fucking 27.
Um,
You need to be on the mid.
12.
Oh, I used Indomitable, by the way. So as we all know.
Well,
Also-
that's a failure, Scarlet.
Yep. I am going
17.
to be using evasion.
Okay.
As
So it's
I will as well.
Mhm.
So I take
Huron, what'd you
nothing.
get?
17.
Okay. So, Scarlet, what'd you get?
12.
12. Okay, and then Wiswick, or sorry, Cal, what'd you get? But you're using
2, 3, 23.
23, and then you said 27.
I said 20. Yeah, I got a natural 19. I have a +8.
All right, so
modifier.
Scarlet and Huron, you do not pass. That is, well, you're using evasion anyway, but the full damage is 37 points.
I still
of
take half
necrotic
because I
How
failed.
many?
Yeah, 37 points of necrotic damage. So for your con save, that's a DC of 19? No, 18.
We have to make a con save.
Concentration for
Oh, right.
banish.
20. Oh, bad.
Oh.
Natural 20.
Oh, crap.
Bitch. I'm sorry, that was uncouth.
Okay.
But I did get a natural 20. So.
Great. Then he is still in some plane of existence. But calculate your damages for halves and all of that, and you are not wrong, Cal and Timber. They are going to die. But first, they don't see Scarlet. You would be able to sense this. They don't see a way out. You know they don't get captured. So the red in the eyes does continue to overflow, and it's not an explosion. They don't just fireball everyone. This was a last-minute attempt at damaging you all to see if it could cripple you in order to escape. This one, the fire in the eyes just gets so red and so large that eventually it just sort of burns out in that one instant, and their body just falls to the ground, dead. Because they did not give you the satisfaction of killing them, and they did not want to be captured. So
they did not want to be captured.
Scarlet, you would feel a energy though coming from the body as it is destroyed, as it is slowly starting to burn away. They didn't like bite into a cyanide capsule in their skull that then burned their insides out. The Cirrus killed them
Yeah, that's what I figured.
in that last moment. But there's silence in the hall as you see this body start to slowly dissipate away. A few moments go by. Is there something you want to do in that sort of 30 seconds you have to, or it's more like 45 seconds you have to get ready for Caleb's return?
Yeah, Timber would set up like a rope and whatever, and just get it like ready to just tie him up and like maybe.
Wiswick would
place it
also be
around the
ready in
bench.
case he escapes somehow.
And
he also picks up. He asks for, "Can I get my whiskey back? I saw you used it. That was pretty cool."
You
but-
don't have time to do that. It's like literally 30 seconds. before he
Huron
comes
is going
back.
to say to Scarlet, Scarlet, I need you to trust me. Come with me. And positions her exactly in front of where Caleb would reappear, looking straight at her. And he goes, I need you to stand right here and be ready for an attack. I think this will work, though. And then he's going to ready calm emotions.
Okay.
Cal's gonna vomit from the amount of pain he's been through.
Yeah, Cal,
Cal,
this is
you've had
definitely you
worse.
like falling to the side of the.
No, I
the
don't think I
steps.
have had worse, actually. I think I went, if I didn't have your healing and second wind, I went over my health by, I think I would have taken negative 68 points or something like that, which is one less than a full kill at the moment.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a shit ton of damage.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, it's the hardest Cal's ever been hit.
Oh, I
okay.
pick up that bow
Yep,
after I vomit.
it is still there.
Does it have vomit on it?
No, I vomit up the stairs. Then I go
Oh.
down the stairs. Come
Yeah,
on.
Is it
onto
on
the
your
bow.
sweater already?
Onto the new arrows that you received.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty
vomit
weak.
arrows.
My arms, they feel like mom
before
spaghetti.
before he comes back, I want to say to the group, so I want to talk to them, so don't drop them right away.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
want you.
yeah.
And Kieran looks to the others. We want you to speak with him as well.
Thank
We
you.
just got the rope.
So Kieran's holding the spell out and then closes it, drops it. As you see, in the spot that he had disappeared from, his form immediately appears. Timber, give me a grapple check with advantage.
I can't believe I'm grappling. I don't have this. Wait, is this athletics?
Athletics, yeah.
Wait! FYI, he still has disadvantage on dexterity ability checks.
Good call. You're right, he
Mm.
does. Perfect.
Oh my god, it's pretty good. Hold on.
I mean,
Athletics? I am proficient in athletics. Even though I have a minus 2
he
to
got
strength.
a,
got an
he got
18.
an 18.
I got an 18 too.
Huh.
That'll be handled.
Roll, we roll
It's
it,
a roll.
but he still has disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
Okay, he got a
14.
19.
I got a 16. Damn it.
Uh,
All right, so
Are we
he
talking
would
about
be
Caleb?
Yeah.
Can I do something?
I punch
Kiss
him.
him.
sure. I'll allow it because you guys were all kind of holding at. You could say you were holding actions until he showed up, so you could have held an action.
So can we have a contested strength roll for me
Oh,
to lift him up?
you
in
want
the
to try
air?
to grab him?
Yeah. with
Oh, you're doing telekinesis? Yeah.
oh.
Wait, is it?
Like,
How does that work with telekinesis? Does it say it's a contested strength roll?
yeah, it's contested strength check. I make a spellcasting ability attack,
Oh, okay,
and you
okay.
make a strength check, and whoever wins wins.
Okay.
I got a 10 plus 9 is 19.
Yeah, you win. So you're holding him up in the air telekinetically.
I spin him around a few times for
Where
fun.
he gets to wriggle like a squirrel.
Yeah, he's literally, he's just wriggling up there trying to break out of it as best he can.
Yeah, it's kind of like the thing where like he's on an axis, so he could like I give him enough freedom of movement that he could like wiggle his arms around, but he's stuck in one spot, like near his waist.
He is not stuck permanently, though.
Yeah, he gets to keep making checks, and I could like he keeps contesting, so I'm holding him
Okay.
up there really.
Okay. All right. So then,
Concentration
Whoa.
up to 10 minutes.
all right. So we'll do those throughout whatever happens next. But he's struggling up there. He's still in like fight mode, so he is like not reacting to you at this point. It's different. Like his Wiswick, did you move him straight up in the air?
Yeah, I only lifted him like a few feet off the ground.
Okay.
Just so everybody can like, I don't know, do
All
whatever.
right. So he's still
But-
within range for you, Kieran, if you want to do a calm emotions.
Yeah.
Okay. And
So
what's
con
the
save- or
con save?
No, charisma saving throw.
Charisma. Okay.
17.
He rolled an 8, so he fails.
So if he's charmed or frightened, I'm gonna end those. If not,
Okay.
he's going to be indifferent to Scarlet
Okay.
instead of hostile.
So you watch as he's struggling, and then it starts to slow down, and the determination shifts from struggling to fear. As he is now kind of like panicking, looking around, as you can tell, the charmed effect has been temporarily lifted like last time. It's not removed completely though. But you've
Caleb?
broken the Sirius's hold for a second.
Caleb, I need you to listen to me. We only have a short amount of time. Do you recognize her?
As he's kind of like scrunched up in the telekinetic grip, he's just like, give me just a quick persuasion roll with advantage to keep him calm from this new emotional state he's entered into.
Thanks for the advantage. I got a 5.
Total? With advantage?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh wait, you got a 5 again?
With advantage, you got a 5.
No. I got it. It was either a 1 or a 5.
Okay, you got okay. And you don't have a modifier, do you?
I have a -1, which is where you get the 5 and the 1 from.
Sorry. All right. So he is still panicking, but the emotional state of panic stays. But he does look and see Scarlet, and in that panic, he's still like he's sort of understanding what's happening and what was going on. Rowan,
How do you know that name?
Scarlet, calm down.
How does he know that name?
This is Caleb. Remember, we've told you.
Who is Caleb?
Your memories. Your memories were affected by Myas.
I don't know a Caleb.
This is Caleb,
Right,
right here.
I don't know who this is. I've never seen him before.
Somebody want to tie him up? I can't hold this forever.
Kieran
Cal
looked
ties
at
him up.
her,
Tip her
to
hands
the
in the
others and
rope.
go, I was really hoping that seeing him would have a different effect on her, but it seems like we still have more research to do into these memories.
what's going on? What's wrong with her, Rowan?
Stop saying that name. You don't know me.
Scarlet, just take a second, please. And he kind of like tries to like push her to look away for a moment, and he goes, Caleb, an entity beyond our world has affected her memories and stolen them. She doesn't know who you are. She doesn't remember your time together. I was sincerely hoping, when I saw that it was you sent here to kill her, I was hoping that you would be able to spark those memories within her again, but it doesn't seem to be working.
Kieran, what are you talking about?
With
looks over
Myas,
to-
remember? Sorry? Oh. With
No, go
Myas,
ahead.
remember? We've said when the clock struck 2 on that fateful night, your memories of Caleb were erased. You don't remember
no.
him, and I know this makes no sense to you, but you must trust me. Trust me, Scarlet. And at this, he like kind of turns her to look at him and like does that thing where he shakes her and is like, "Trust me, Rowan. You must
Scarlet-
understand that there are powers that you do not understand at work here."
Give me just an insight check, Scarlet.
That's good. That is dirty 20.
Your memories are not returned, but you're calming down enough from the stress of this attack now that they aren't really a threat because he's being tied up. You know you sense those voids in your memory. The memories are not restored, but what Kieran says makes sense in the sense of those feelings you've been having of anxiety over loss of thoughts, memories that feel fake and authentic, this void in you. You don't remember him, you don't see him and feel anything about him other than distrust, but you believe Kieran.
I trust you, Kieran.
Good. Now, what to do that we've found him, I will admit I am unsure.
I still would like to talk to him.
Please be my
You
guest.
more than tie me up, because this is not gonna hold. I can feel her claws clawing into my mind again.
Good. And I go up and I like around his neck.
Scarlet.
And I'm trying to talk to the Cirrus. What do I need to do to get you to leave me alone?
Are you just holding at his neck?
Hmm.
Okay. He's tied up at this point.
Well, and looking into his eyes.
Yeah.
I'll maintain concentration just in case.
Okay. He's not struggling at this point. Rowan,
Don't use that name.
don't remember me.
No. I have never seen you before in my life.
Kieran like kind of pops his head over her shoulder. Remember, she has no memory of you right now. If that's hard to realize, it's understandable.
Cal keeps tying more complex knots the whole time.
Timber walks away to do something else.
I would say the calm emotion starts to fade as you can see behind his eyes, Scarlet, at this point. The familiar fiery light that you saw behind the other one's eyes comes in. As his voice grows echoey, as if there's someone else speaking through him. And she just says, "Come to Gristram. Come home. And it will be over."
Why should I believe you? It's the last place I want to go.
Oh, but you have killed your heart, or otherwise someone else has killed your heart. We don't need this puppet anymore.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This man came to murder you and your friends.
I'm aware.
He will continue to murder your friends. We will not stop sending him. And more will come. You know... And you can see like the smirk on Caleb's face as he's not in control of himself anymore, and the eyes are bright amber.
Okay. Well, today that stops. I slit his throat.
The eyes go dark. As
Scarlet.
the amber fades from them,
No.
the blood starts to come out of his neck. Rowan.
Kieran rushes to his aid and starts to try to apply magics to his neck.
Wiswick drops a spell.
Caleb's lifeless body crumbles into Kieran's arms.
Scarlet, what have you done? This was...
He was just
You
going
don't
to.
understand.
I do. You heard what he said, what she said through him. He was just going to keep coming after us.
But
And
you
now
don't
we have
understand.
time. We have time to prepare
No.
for the next time.
No, that's not what this was about.
Then what was it about?
Forget I said anything. And Kieran closes the eyes of Caleb and lays him down on the floor.
In the quiet halls of the antechamber, Caleb now rests. Blood around Kieran's hands as they were applying pressure on his neck. He closes his eyes and lays him down. And under the dim moonlight pillaring down from the broken ceiling glass, Scarlet frustratingly doesn't know what to do after this, or knows that she should just prepare for the next assassins to come. As you all look uncertain at the corpse of Caleb, Scarlet's ex-partner, former lover, and Crimson Court assassin.
By the light of the crescent heart, I
beseech you, take his soul to a place where he can rest. The evils he committed in this life were not of his choosing. And he looks to Scarlet. The light of his soul did touch some. Remember him for the acts he committed on his own and not under the command of others. Crescent Tart, I beseech you this.
With that quiet prayer and the tension of the room, that's where we'll end tonight. Good job, everybody.
Ooh,
Scarlet.
I'm gonna go cry now.
You killed him! You killed Caleb!
I know.
I had to dispel magic spell.
Yeah, right. Like Huron ever prepares to spell magic. Get out of here, Huron.
It was prepared!
Not even
I didn't
close.
have hold person.
Believed it for a
I didn't
second.
have. I had banishment, calm emotions, and dispel magic.
All right. Well, with that, the mighty nine. Oh my God, I'm sorry. God, the Wayward Five will rest tensely for the evening and prepare what they will do on the next day, this next week, as Caleb's body lies cold. Join us next week. Once again, we are approaching the end of the season. So join us for the last few episodes as we resolve this arc and then take our New Year break. Thank you everyone for joining us for Advantage in Paradise. Please check us out again next Monday. Timothy Power this weekend.
We haven't talked about it yet, so keep an
Okay.
eye on socials.
Keep an eye on socials for that. There will be Relaxing in Paradise
Six-
on
6
Wednesday
to 1
night, unless Cardboard Contenders, not this Wednesday? Or yes?
No, yeah, you could do Wednesday. That's fine.
All right, then we will be
You
doing...
killed him!
We will be doing Relaxing in Paradise on this Wednesday. So come join me as I paint some minis, do some stuff like that, maybe talk some lore, and join us next week.
It's backwards because
As-
Scarlet killed Caleb.
It's not backwards.
All right,
I don't understand
Alex, take us out. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us in Paradise. Please join us again in the future. Good night, folks.